Jake Paul, maybe?
Easy. Easy.
Too
easy.
It's too easy.
Too easy.
Gervonta Tank Davis versus me, baby.
Hey, Jake Paul ain't no type of demon. It's not like he about to go in there with Godzilla. You about to play around for 8 rounds, 2 minutes with a dickhead. You know what I mean? No disrespect, but you know, with some.
Floyd Mayweather has finally broken his silence on the highly hyped bout between Gervonta Tank Davis and Jake Paul. In his first public comments, Mayweather didn't mince words, offering a critical assessment of the clash. He praised Tank Davis's exceptional power and skill.
Boxing has gone too far. Jake Paul is taking on Gervonta Tank Davis in an exhibition bout this November. The fight will be taking place in Atlanta between the cruiserweight and the 135-pounder, nearly a 100-pound difference between the two guys. This is absolutely insane. Let me know what you guys think about this in the comments down.
Emphasizing that Davis is a formidable force in the ring. Regarding Jake Paul, Mayweather expressed skepticism about Paul's rapid rise in boxing, questioning whether the success is built on genuine skill or the spectacle surrounding his persona. Mayweather Jr. recently spoke out about Jake Paul, making it clear that the YouTuber-turned-boxer cannot truly compete with elite professional fighters. Mayweather emphasized that while Paul has generated attention and built a fan base, his skills do not match those of real champions who spent years perfecting their craft.
But Jake Paul, I mean, as of right now, for what he's doing, it's good for what he's doing. But once he fights a real fighter, it's going to be bad.
Have you been impressed?
But one thing I like about him, one thing I do like about him, he's selling it. He's selling it, and he's making good money, and he's entertaining. I like it.
Is he? And Floyd, there are many people who believe you're the most talented fighter ever, period. So whatever you say to this question, I think is important. Are you impressed? Does he have boxing ability, or is he just an entertainer who has a lot of fans and can promote a fight and has fought lesser opponents, or is he actually talented?
As long as he continues to fight MMA guys and YouTubers, he's gonna continue to look good and shine. But once he fights a real fighter that can really fight, it's not gonna be that good.
He further pointed out that if Davis has to face Jake Paul, it would have to be a fight purely for money, not credibility. According to Mayweather, such a matchup could risk damaging Tank's boxing legacy, as beating Paul adds nothing to his career, while losing would be disastrous.
You do fight, what weight would it be at?
195. It would be an exhibition.
Okay, so it was going to be an exhibition, not sanctioned, but no restrictions. You can knock each other out and shit like that. It was going to be at a catch weight of 195 pounds, 10 rounds, 3 minutes. I've been trying to figure this out. Why was I a Tank hater for wanting to see Tank go up 5 pounds to get some smoke with like Teofimo Lopez or something? I just wanted to see him go up 5 pounds and fight Teofimo Lopez. And all of you are saying, you want Tank hurt, Showbiz. You a hater. You want him hurt. Then I'm convinced, okay, he's too small, but he can fight Jake at 195.
Boxing insiders are largely dismissing the Paul versus Davis exhibition as a misguided spectacle, not a true contest. British heavyweight Dave Allen labeled it faro, asserting that Davis could flatten Paul while both proceed in it for money. Promoter Eddie Hearn echoed the skepticism, suggesting Davis may be more interested in payday than prestige, positing that he's half-checked out of boxing and chasing cash over championship glory. Meanwhile, Dave Allen has been vocal about the coming exhibition match between Paul and Davis, expressing skepticism about its legitimacy.
Be happening in an exhibition. Thing with Jake Paul, I think he's a good area title level fighter, and that's a good level. Like, and you can be proud of it. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's good. But the Mike Tyson fight, I didn't like. The Chavez fight was just farcical because he's 10, 11 years past his best, up 6 weight divisions. But less of a problem because Chavez wasn't in his 50s. Fighting the MMA guys, again, he's fighting people that don't do the same, that they're not even in the same sport. But while they're a bit older, they're still not in the 50s. So all that stuff. I won't really watch any of it. Didn't really. I think I've watched one fight against Tommy Fury, the only professional boxer in and around his prime years, and he got beat. But I think his area title level. I think he works really hard. I think he trains hard, and I don't think he's a bad fighter at all. I don't think he's a good fighter, but he's not a bad fighter. For his experience, he's not bad at all. But Gervonta Davis is a lightweight. So, by all means, if they make a few quid and nobody gets hurt, then great. But I certainly wouldn't be paying a penny to watch it. I think it's just absolutely ridiculous, farcical. Who wants to watch an exhibition? Gervonta Davis is in his prime years. Why is he wasting his time? Why is he not having a rematch with the fella he got a draw with? Why is he not fighting? Why is he not going up a weight and fighting Lopez and Garcias and them fighters? Why is he fighting Jake Paul in an exhibition? I get the money's great, but he's in the prime years. This is his best year. This is where he can become. Maybe you don't want to be an all-time great. Maybe you don't want to do all.
He views the bout as a spectacle rather than a serious contest, highlighting the significant weight disparity. Paul is a cruiserweight while Davis is a lightweight. Allen believes this mismatch undermines the sport's credibility and detracts from meaningful matchups. He also commented on Moses Atama's progression, suggesting that facing seasoned opponents like Dillian White is essential for Atama to prove himself at the elite level. Allen's insights reflect his commitment to preserving the integrity of boxing. Boxing writer Keith Ick didn't mince words, calling the narrative of Davis ducking Jake Paul misleading. To frame the Paul fight as Davis dodging Roach would be inaccurate.
Well, I think as we discuss this, we should use air quotes when we call it a fight, because I don't see how any athletic commission, in this case the Georgia Athletic and Entertainment Commission, could sanction this as a legitimate boxing match. I think it has to be treated as entertainment to some degree, because you can't put someone they're 65 pounds apart in weight for the most part now. If you look at the cruiserweight limit and the lightweight limit, even if Jake Paul somehow got down to, let's just say 180, and I'm not sure that he'd be able to do that at this point because he's fought so high in weight. Let's just say he got down to 180. They're still 45 pounds apart in weight, and that's just not safe. So if this were to be treated as some sort of, even though they're calling it an exhibition, a legitimate athletic event, I don't know how you could do that, because it's just not safe for someone that big and someone that small to fight each other. That's why they have weight classes. And I just don't understand. I do understand that Netflix is into tentpole events, and people will watch this because they're into the spectacle of it all, and it will draw eyeballs. But does anything that anyone pitches that people will watch?
The Roach rematch is Davis' legitimate mandatory obligation, not some evasion. IDK's point underscored the reality that the focus should remain on honoring existing agreements over sensational crossover bouts. Dana White has occasionally praised Jake Paul, particularly for his promotional abilities and contributions to the sport. In 2024, White acknowledged Paul's efforts in promoting fights and engaging audiences, stating that Paul is just trying to get attention and doesn't hate him. White also commended Logan Paul.
That I snort cocaine, that I'm a cokehead. My rebuttal to that was, I'll tell you what, you can test me for the next 5 years for cocaine if I can test you randomly for performance-enhancing drugs the next 2 years. And I never got a response on that. But other than when me and Jake Paul have gone back and forth with each other, I've never said anything to defame him. And then when he was talking about his fights being fixed, I don't think that people are actually saying that they're predetermined outcomes, that they're fixing the fights, with predetermined outcomes. They're saying if you're fighting a 60-year-old fucking guy that can barely walk to the fucking ring, right, and almost died 2 months before that, it's almost like a predetermined outcome. That's what they're fucking.
Describing him as brilliant for his role in bringing attention to the sport. Despite their differences, White recognized the Paul brothers' impact on combat sports. Jake Paul is positioned to defeat Davis in their coming exhibition bout on November 15th.
This fight has to be the most talked about thing that's going on in sports right now. And this fight has made us all hypocrites, really, and I'll tell you why. Also, I got to tell you guys who I think will win the fight and why I think Jake Paul wins the fight. I think either Jake Paul wins or it's a draw.
No.
No way.
Nope.
Since it's an exhibition, and we'll talk about that. But you saw at the beginning, this fight is just impactful. And as boxing pugilists, many of us, we hate this shit. But as boxing fans, you want real shit, right? You see Tank Davis versus Jake Paul. But then what you really want is what you're getting out of like Brian Norman Jr. and Devin the American Dream Haney.
Show me my bitch thing. 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 Yeah, I'm right here. I'm right here. Shut up. Your motherfucker. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Shut up. Where the fuck your security at, nigga? I don't need no right here. Yeah, what's up? What's up, nigga? What's up, nigga? You a bitch, nigga. You a bitch. Yeah, all right.
You have Gervonta Tank Davis fanboys. I'm talking about huge fans of Tank turning over on him. I saw Tank Davis fans put up pictures of him as a clown and shit. Like, this is crazy. And I get it. I totally get it. But at the same time, it has revealed a huge amount of hypocrisy. Because guess what? With everybody talking about this fight, and I see people talking about the fight who doesn't even watch boxing, especially those who don't watch boxing. Let's keep it real. This is a fight for the casuals, okay? But at the same time, with so many people talking about this fight, good or bad, the way the internet just erupted and all the socials just went crazy, this fight is going to be one of the big...
2025 at State Farm Arena in Atlanta. Despite Davis's impressive 3,001 record, the significant weight and size disparity between Paul is approximately 65 pounds heavier and stands 6 feet 1 inch in compared to Davis's 5 feet 5 inches 1/2 in.
Let's get back to it, man. Real When It's TV, like, subscribe. You know my slogan, man. Tank Davis, man, versus Jake Paul, man. What a great fight. What a great Davis and Goliath type of event, you know what I'm saying? Straight from Netflix. It's going to be in Atlanta. It's going to be packed, you know what I'm saying? The State Farm Arena is going to be packed. I've been to ATL. It's going to be packed out there. Tank never fighting again. He's never fighting none of y'all guys again, man. You know what I mean? Once he get to 30, 40 million, maybe a 50, I mean, if he get 30, 40 million, somewhere around Tyson numbers, it's over. It's over. You know what I'm saying? I'm not coming back to fighting Lamar Roach again. No, for what? I can't even get to them darkest places to fight this dude. He's boring. He's quiet. He don't say too much to get me going. Shakur Stevenson, the same thing. You used to be my boy. We used to be cool. Now, when I got to a certain level, you want to fight and take my belt. There's certain ways you go about that, and that's why Tank don't like that nigga, you know what I'm saying? And the same thing with Devin Haney, you know what I'm saying? That's why he don't like them niggas, because they always cool. You know what I'm saying? So, you know how it is when you're young and you're cool, you think niggas is your boys, and all of a sudden niggas want to fight you, you feel some type of way, though, you know what I'm saying? Even though it's the business, though, but it's the way I go about these things, you know what I'm saying? But we can fight, get this money, and we both still can be cool, you know what I'm saying? But Tank felt like it was some disrespect there, so you gotta remember, Tank came in the game under Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? He showed him how to pick and choose these fights and how to get this bread, you know what I mean? He just following the Mayweather train. Yeah, he just doing it on a gangster way, you know what I'm saying? And his flossy as Mayweather, but you know what I mean? You know the words I'm looking for, man, you know what I'm saying? Like, he following the footsteps of Floyd Mayweather, you know what I'm saying? Simple, you know what I'm saying? Get that bag. You'll never see Tank fight again. Why else? Why would he fight against? Who could he come back and fight after Jake Paul? Nobody, baby. Like and subscribe, you know my slogan. Let's tune in. Jake Paul, Gervonta Tank Davis. We up next, November 15th.
Giving Paul a substantial physical advantage. While Davis is known for his knockout power and speed, the exhibition nature of the fight and the weight mismatch may hinder his performance. Paul's confidence and strategic approach could enable him to capitalize on these advantages, potentially leading to a surprising outcome.